Ready to jump into the world of dance moms.
Let's do it.
I am so ready for this deep dive. It's all about the moms.
Oh, the mongs.
The ones who brought us some of the most memorable moments in reality TV.
Definitely memorable.
So we're ditching the dance routines today.
Okay.
And instead, we're going to figure out which dance mom are we?
Oh, fun.
Using this personality quiz from the Uncensored Dance Mom, and I have a feeling this is going to be good.
I love it. I cannot wait to dive into this.
Because let's be real, don't you think there's a little bit of each of these moms in all of us?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what makes it so fascinating. These personalities are just amplified. They're amplified for TV, right?
Totally.
But you see these dynamics everywhere.
Oh, 100%.
In the workplace, in friend groups, and especially in those highly competitive youth activities.
Oh, yeah, like on the sidelines of a soccer field?
Right, exactly. The pressure cooker of parenting.
Exactly.
So, yeah, these moms weren't just, dance moms. They were like these archetypes, right?
Right.
We got the fierce protectors, the truth tellers, the masterminds behind the scenes. It's like a crash course in like parenting under a microscope.
Totally. Okay, so to start us off, I kind of want to start with the mom who, on the surface, seemed like the calm in the storm.
Okay, yeah.
But we all know that appearances can be deceiving.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is Holly Frazier, a.k.a. the Fierce Defender.
Yes, Holly.
So the quiz describes her as the voice of reason, like always cool and collected, but we know that every mom has their breaking point.
Oh, absolutely.
And Holly definitely had hers. Do you remember that blow-up she had when she felt like Abby was, like, totally disrespecting the kids?
Oh, how could we forget? Iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes her so relatable. She embodies that, like, very human struggle,
Yes.
Of wanting to be the calm, cool, collected parent, but also knowing when to unleash the mama bear to protect your child.
Yes. She was like the voice for so many parents who just wanted to like scream at the TV, leave those kids alone. Like she had those moments where she just like let it all out.
Exactly. And that's the brilliance of reality TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
It taps into those raw emotions that I think we all experience but don't always see represented so explicitly.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of raw emotions and not holding back, can we talk about Lukasiak, the unapologetic truth teller? This woman once called Abby a monster to her face. To her face.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
And that's why people loved her.
Yeah.
I mean, love her or hate her, you have to admit, Christi brought this refreshing honesty to the show. It's like, whether you agreed with her delivery or not, those clashes with Abby weren't just entertaining. They were revealing this, like, power dynamic, especially in this world of competitive dance.
Yeah, and it was like she gave zero you-knows-what about what anyone thought. Like she was going to put her daughter, Chloe, first no matter what.
Absolutely. And, her approach wasn't always conventional, but it definitely sparked some really important conversations. Like, how far is too far when you're advocating for your child?
Totally. Okay, moving on to someone who I always felt like played the game a little differently.
Yeah.
And that is the strategic thinker, Melissa Gisoni. I always got like chess master vibes from her.
Oh, she was playing 3D chess while everyone else was playing checkers. And the quiz highlights this perfectly with the whole Maddie Gate incident. Remember that?
Oh, how could I forget?
For those who need a refresher, that's when Melissa acted surprised about Maddie getting a solo, even though many suspected that she knew all along.
Oh, she knew. Come on.
Right. And whether it was intentional or not, it's that kind of, like, strategic maneuvering that just added this whole other layer of intrigue to the show.
Because it kept us all guessing. Like, what is going on? What's going to happen next?
Exactly. And it fueled those playground politics that the show just thrived on, right?
Right, totally. Yeah. Okay, and then, of course, there's the passionate protector, Kelly Hyland. This is a woman who could go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. But no matter what, she was always there for her friends.
Always. And, Kelly's outbursts were like, they were TV gold. But I think what's often overlooked is her capacity for forgiveness. Like, the quiz even mentions how, yeah, she might have a screening match with you 1 minute, but the next minute, she's giving you a hug.
Oh, totally. She was like the embodiment of, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Like, you knew she cared.
Right, exactly. And I think that's what made those relationships so compelling to watch. It was that, like, volatile mix of passion, of loyalty, and then the ability to, like, move on. That kept us all glued to the screen.
Yes, totally. So we've talked about kind of like the OG moms, the ones who really set the stage for dance moms. We've got Holly, Christi, Melissa, Kelly. They each had such distinct personalities and like ways of navigating the chaos that was the Abby Lee Dance Company.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up because it's about to get even more interesting.
Yeah.
Because now we're bringing in the Miami Heat crew.
Oh, yes. The Miami Heat moms, they were not messing around.
They were not afraid to shake things up a bit.
No, they were not. And you know who I always think of first with this group? Brigette Triana, the perfectionist.
Oh, she was definitely a
But
perfectionist.
everything had to be just so.
Right. From Lucas's dance routines, her son's dance routines, to making sure the team always had the perfect snacks.
Oh, the snacks? Like, don't mess with the snacks.
Don't you dare forget the Capri Suns.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But I think her, dedication, it really does highlight how far some parents go for those passions.
Totally.
But it also makes you kind of think, right,
Yeah.
about the pressure to be perfect, especially in a world like competitive dance.
It's that, fine line between being supportive and being, a little too much.
Right, exactly.
And, speaking of support, let's talk about the queen of support, the
Yeah.
sunshine supporter herself, Susan Kennedy.
Oh, Susan. She was a breath of fresh air.
She really was, because it felt like things would be, so intense with the dance moms, and Susan was just, positive and upbeat no matter what.
She always found that silver lining, even when things got, really, really tough.
Yeah. Which makes you wonder, was that, a coping mechanism? Was she just naturally that positive? Or maybe a little bit of both?
Right. How do you stay so positive amidst all that chaos?
Exactly. I need to get her secret. Okay. But on the other end of the spectrum from Susan, we have the fiercely protective Abby Small. And I feel like we're seeing a theme here with these dance moms. They were ready to defend their kids no matter what.
Oh, 100%.
Do not mess with their kids. Abby Small, she was like a mama bear, on a mission, especially when it came to her daughter, Sammy. She did not want Sammy to experience any kind of negativity.
Yep, she was her biggest advocate, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that really resonated with viewers. Maybe they didn't agree with every decision Abby Small made, but that instinct to protect your child.
Oh, it's universal.
Oh, yeah. It's totally universal.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of navigating, the world and trying to make it a better place for your kid, let's move on to what the quiz calls the new generation of dance moms.
Okay.
And we're going to start with someone who I feel like so many people can relate to, and that is the working mom warrior, Leslie Bell. This woman had it all going on.
Oh, yeah. Talk about someone who was just killing it, trying to balance, a career, family life, a child who's in this, intense world of dance.
I mean, come on. Leslie made it look almost easy.
Almost. Let's be real, it's not easy.
No. And she did it all while, rocking some amazing outfits, by the way.
Oh, always.
But speaking of killing it, you know who else we have to talk about?
Let's hear it.
The entrepreneurial spirit herself, Corinne Bolno.
Corinne, oh my gosh, that woman knew how to hustle.
She was like, I'm going to make things happen. From marketing her daughter's talents to launching her own, dancewear line, Corinne was, the definition of a go-getter.
She really was. And,
Yeah.
it really sparked a conversation, right?
It really did.
About kids and commercialization, that blurring line between, parenting and business.
Totally. And it was fascinating to watch it all kind of unfold on screen.
It really was. And, Corinne had her own unique approach. But I do think it reflected this, growing trend we're seeing more and more. Parents wanting to, create these opportunities for their kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if it means, stepping into the business world themselves.
Yes, totally. And I feel like the show really became a platform, not just for the kids and their talent, but also, for the mom's ambition.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It became about, their dreams, too.
Totally. Okay, and speaking of ambitious, we have to talk about the ambitious go-getter, Jingque. Jingque did not play when it came to her daughter Gina's success.
Nope. Average is not an option. Remember that one?
Oh my gosh, I will never forget.
That was, her motto.
It was, wasn't it?
And it really does, I think, highlight these high expectations
Oh, totally.
that are placed on kids, especially in competitive fields.
Yeah, and it's some people might see it as intense, but it also brings up this really interesting point about ambition and drive, right? When is it a good thing? And then, on the flip side, when can it be too much and maybe even do more harm than good?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's something to think about, for sure.
Totally. Okay, but on the other side of the coin from Jing, we have the balancing act, Min Vo. This woman, I gotta say, seemed to effortlessly juggle everything.
She really did. She had the magic touch.
Dance, playdates, homework, family time, you name it, she made time for it. She really did.
I mean, talk about supermom goals.
Yeah.
She really was that aspirational figure, showing that it's possible.
Totally.
You can nurture your child's passions,
Yeah.
but you don't have to sacrifice, like, a well-rounded childhood.
It's like she was saying, relax, you can do it all. Well, maybe not all at once, but you know what I mean.
You get the idea.
You get the idea. Okay, so now it's time to talk about what I like to call, like, the wild card entries of the Dance Moms world. And we're going to kick things off with the newcomer with nerve, Kira Gerard.
Kira. Oh, Kira. She came in hot. Season 4, right?
Season 4, she was not afraid of Abby.
Not even a little bit.
No, she was not. Like, if she felt like her daughter, Kalani, was being treated unfairly, Kira was going to say something.
100%.
But she also had, like, this great sense of humor about it all.
Yes. That's what made her so endearing, right?
Yeah.
She was like Mama Bear, but with a side of wit.
Totally. And you know what will never leave my brain?
What's that?
That line, she's like, couldn't be more happy to be out of that crap and having Kalani showing her true talent versus what they call talent.
Oh, iconic.
Iconic, Kira.
Just sums her up perfectly.
It really, really does. Okay, but we can't talk about Dance Moms without talking about the mom who, no matter what was going on, always seemed to bring the good vibes.
Okay, yeah.
Jill Vertes, the bubbly optimist. I feel like she kind of got overshadowed sometimes, but I always really appreciated her, like, positive attitude, especially with all the drama.
It's true. Amidst chaos, Jill always brought the sunshine. And I do think it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
was that like a coping mechanism? Was she just naturally that optimistic? Like a mix of both?
Right. Because how do you stay so upbeat with so much, happening around you?
It's a skill. Maybe it's a Leo thing. Who knows?
Maybe it is. Maybe we need to consult the zodiac on that one.
Right.
Okay, but we've got one more mom to talk about.
Okay, last but not least.
Last but definitely not least, and that is the fierce competitor, Yolanda Walmsley.
Oh, Yolanda did not come to play.
No, Yolanda was there to win.
She was like, we are here for first place. Everyone else, step aside.
100%. Like when she said, I don't care about being friends with the other moms, I care about winning, I was like, okay, point made.
Right. A woman on a mission.
Totally. But it also kind of makes you wonder, like, what is the cost of that kind of, like, single-mindedness?
Right. Especially when you're talking about kids' activities. It's a fine line.
It really, really is. Oh my gosh. We really just danced our way through all these Dance Moms personalities. It's really amazing how, like, even though they were on a reality show, they kind of reflect, like, all these different parenting styles and approaches to ambition and support and competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the show may have, like, amplified certain aspects for entertainment value.
Right.
But these moms, I think, in their own way, they sparked these conversations.
You did, totally.
About, like, the joys, the challenges, the really messy realities of parenthood in general.
They held up this mirror and they were like, this is what it is. Like, this is what it looks like sometimes. Because whether you're a fierce defender like Holly or a strategic thinker like Melissa, I think we're all just trying to figure it out as we go.
100%. And sometimes seeing it played out on screen, even in like maybe a slightly dramatized setting,
Yeah.
it can almost be reassuring. Like, oh, it's not just me.
Yeah, it's not just me. I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, there you have it. Another deep dive complete.
Mission accomplished.
We explored the ins and outs of the Dance Moms personalities.
The good, the bad, the dramatic. We covered it all.
And maybe, just maybe, discovered a little bit of ourselves in those moms along the way.
Maybe we're all a little bit dance mom on the inside.
I think so. Until next time.
See you later.